It's not a lot of those bullies. Is not our black boys doing it. Y'all better wake up.
Tell them, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Get the Folgers in your cup because it's time to wake up. Man, let me give out some listener shout-outs real quick to you. Mr. Brandon Whiting, he was feeling what you were saying about the forgiveness of yourself, right? Let me read his comment real quick. He said, I like what she is saying about forgiving yourself. We seek others' forgiveness, but don't practice self-forgiveness, right? It's refreshing to hear a sister, the voice of the sisters. So he's ready, he glad you have to represent for the sisters. And he's on my show tomorrow on the Straight from the Street show on the round table discussion. So shout out to you, Brandon. Then Craig Johnson Jr. gave a thumbs up for what you're saying as well. So he's tuning in. So thank you, my brother, for tuning in and checking out the show. If you have any questions for the young lady, please type them in the comment box and we'll definitely speak to her about it. And we'll go from there. Now, Miss Martin, I'm sorry. Go ahead. We were talking about we have to do better because we see the need to do better. And honestly, with this lane of positivity and moving forward, it's not a crowded lane. So guess what? There's room to join. So if you guys want to do better, and rather than speak about all the things we need to do, there's opportunities to jump on board this thing. And let's roll because we need all hands on deck right now. If you don't see the seriousness of it right now, again, you're just not paying attention or you have the illusion of inclusion and you think they really like you, right? So therefore, you want to get past that. And so if you know what you know, and you want to grow with individuals, you definitely want to connect with those that are like-minded because iron sharpens iron. So you definitely need people that's going to be in your corner that see it as you see it, not just exactly as you see it, but still can understand this the reason why we're doing these things. Because people jump on the movement and then they fall off. They jump on, then they fall off. This ain't no fad. This is a way of life because we have to have our resources because, again, if they snatch the rugs out on everything, you know what, Black America, we're done. We're done with you. We are done with you, Black America. We don't like y'all no more. We are done. We ain't giving y'all nothing else. We ain't supporting nothing else. Y'all can't come into our stores no more. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Yeah, and my number one concern is our men need to step it up.
Yes, ma'am.
And they need to stop looking at what they don't have and use what you do have. You in your right mind. You don't even know what you have. You looking at the monetary part of it. It's not all about money. It's about our skill set. For example, the Black Wall Street. Mm-hmm. We had our own everything. And we need to get back to be self-sufficient. And doing so, we got to support our own. And supporting our own. For example, I'm a part of this writers group that's Writers of Color. And it's based here in Miami. And Dr. Collins and Dr. Hodges got sick and tired of us trying to go to all these different writers' conferences. I'm going to just break a brief synopsis, writers' conferences and all this other stuff. So what these brothers did was they older gentlemen, what they did was they said, well, we're going to start our own writers group and our writers' conference. So what they did was they say, writers, whether you were self-published or you was published by a mainstream, we're going to create this writers platform, and all you need to do is show up. Once a month, we meet different locations, different areas, and you just bring your material, you set up shop, and you promote and market and sell your books. We don't pay dues. We don't do nothing. They did this out of sweat, blood, and tears. We don't pay nothing. They helping us market and promote our artistic work. I said that to say this. That's what it's supposed to be about.
Yeah.
And I'm calling on the billionaires, millionaires, trillionaires, or whatever. See, this is what it's about. It's not always about money. It's about your skill set and you helping your community. We don't need you writing a check. We need you to show up and show at least once a month and show us how to. Our kids are done because you writing a check to some underprivileged organization. That ain't helping us. Yeah. We need economics in our community. We need our banks, our school. We need the Black Wall Street back that they burned down in Oklahoma. We need our own. Until we get back to being self-sufficient for our own, we're never going to get it. And for those brothers that's out there in the world, I'm gonna just say, keep it clean in the world, is that it doesn't.
It's all right.
We know we're not gonna make it rain. Make it rain in your community. And when I say it like that, it's like, okay, start a business. Do something simple. When you start a business, you create jobs, you create economics. It's not about going in the strip club, making it rain. You could have took $100,000 and built a bank. It only takes $100,000 to open up a bank. That's what FDIC requires, the $100,000 open. Start opening up banks. You could create your own credit. You could create all this other stuff. But because we get intimidated with titles, we don't research nothing. All you need to do is add, subtract, multiply, and divide. That's basic 6th grade. And if you could do that, how many billionaires done made it without credentials, without degrees, without all this other stuff? Because they can add, subtract, multiply, and divide. That's all you need. But I'm tired of us poisoning our communities. Because all my family, all my brothers, all my sisters died off of that poison. But I'm the last one standing, and it almost killed me. I don't mean to get emotional, but I'm saying I take it personal. I take it personal because I know I'm from there. I don't care nothing about these degrees and titles and all these accolades. I did it to prove to myself I can do anything I put my mind to. I did it for me.
Say that.
I didn't do it for nobody else. I did it for me. My degrees is in storage in a suitcase. I ain't got it on no plaque on no wall. I ain't trying to move up corporate. I did it because I was labeled that I wasn't going to never be nothing. I did it for me.
Look at you now. And look at you now. And so that passion speaks, man. That's why I want to have you on the show. Because having a conversation with you offline, it showed, it came across, that energy came across the phone, right? That you care because you know what you went through. And if anything you can say, anything that you can do, any platform that you can have, to change the minds of the people, to let them know that if you stop, then guess what? That's it. You can't stop. You can't quit because there's real problems that we're facing out here. These are real things. These are real issues, and we got real things. And what you're crying right now, real tears. You dig what I'm saying? So we're not out here just, doing it for the sake of doing it. You're not out here saying it for the sake of saying. You living this. You talking about literally blood, sweat, and tears out here in this thing. And so that's the important part about it all, and that's why I love your energy and your passion for what you're doing. And you're going to continue to have success in it. And we're going to continue to have success in what we're doing out here because, again, it's not for no shape, form, or fashion, as you say, not just for the money. This is about the people because we understand the suffering that we went through. It's enough. Time is now. It has to stop. The suffering and all that has to stop, and especially at the hands of our own people. So we have to stop the self-genocide. We have to stop that because you can't expect the outside influence to respect you if you don't respect you.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. I had a moment.
Necessary. No apologies necessary. Just think about a radio.
This is serious because I think about all my brothers, all the potentials that got caught up. And they're dead because of drugs that's infested our community. Or now it's an opium crisis. My family's dead. Where were you? Where was the opium crisis when they was out there?
Wasn't concerned about that.
It's a concern to you now?
It crossed the tracks. Yes, it crossed the tracks, and now it's a problem. See, there was legal prescriptions that was associated with the drugs back then, right? As long as they got a prescription, everything is good, right? And now it's an epidemic because, again, it's crossed the track. As long as it was on the other side, it didn't really matter. Well, that's those people. That's those problems. Those junkies, right? That's those drug people. But now you still got corporate junkies. Right? That's in leadership positions. That's on things. So the thing about it, though, man, is that it's hitting the track. It's hitting the other side. Now it's getting their attention. As you say, where were your antennae when all this is going on the other side? But if you never mattered, you're not going to matter now. So more than ever, we got to show each other that we matter because you can't expect those that have not cared to start caring now. It's not happening. It's not happening. Nobody, like I said, as you say earlier in the show, Superman ain't flying down to save you. You got to save yourself. You got to mess around and save your own self. But we give ourselves this kryptonite because we're consumers instead of creators. See, that's the trick that's been played on us, right? If you in a what is it, a capitalistic society? If you're in a capitalistic society, you would not survive as a consumer. What are we in this capitalistic society? Mostly consumers. And guess what we're not doing? Surviving.
Absolutely. And the number other thing that we're not doing is we're not supporting our own. We don't support. I became the first. I was the first African American female to own a supermarket. I had 23 employees, like a mini Winn-Dixie or whatever, Kroger or whatever the store is. I made history making the first African American. I'm not talking about the mom and pop stores. I'm talking about a supermarket.
Yeah.
I became the first African American female to own a supermarket in Miami. And the lending institution that loaned me money stole $500,000 from me. I launched a federal investigation, shut them down. Make a long story short, fast forward. The lending institution that loaned me money knew when Dixie was coming. So when the giant came, blacks stopped supporting and went to the giant. So it's like you have to support your own.
Regardless.
That's why I said this Black Wall Street thing that's going on now is that, and we'll allude to it another time for another topic, that
Definitely.
we got to get back to our own businesses. We got to get back to doing our own. Support your own. For example, even if you don't read, and if you hear something powerful about a book and a black person wrote it, it may inspire them or do something. Buy it and give it as a gift. We got to start this paradigm shift to start supporting our own. You know what I'm saying? And in order to do that, you gotta get out of that mindset that all black people are not bad, and all black people that's out there in them streets on them drugs are not bad. Those are the people that really just gave up. You know why they gave up? Because nobody believed in them, and people would just keep tormenting them and making them think less than themselves. But see, I was a strong soldier. I was always a rebel, even being out there as a kid, because I had to put on this defense mechanism to let the streets know I'm not scared, but I was.
Yeah,
but I couldn't portray that as a
that
kid.
Line out there, yeah, you're right. You get ate up.
Yeah, but why should a kid have to even endure something like that? Yes. I always said, why should I had to go through what I went through to be where I am now? The number one reason why I had to go through what I went through to be here where I am now, because somebody else is going through what I went through, so I can help them get out of what they are going through. It wasn't. I didn't ask for this. I talked to God and said, I didn't ask for this. I don't want this. He keeps reminding me it's not about you, because I lost. The body count is so high. We could be on this. When I say from cousins, brothers, sisters, I came from a large family. I'm the seventh child of 14, and it's like 5 of us left. You know, that's just one family. Could you think about other people's families and this? That's just family. And I'm talking about, I had brothers that just was brilliant. Got caught up. But that's what I'm saying. But now it's a problem. Where was the life raft for them? They're gone. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not blaming them, because my brothers them had a choice too. But it's all by design. But I ain't trying to make all this them. I don't care about them. I care about us.
Exactly.
What are we going to do? I don't care what they did. They know what they did. We know what they did. Let's get beyond that. But I'm still waiting on my 40 acres in the middle. I think we've up to about 200 and some million acres right now.
They might well just give us a couple of cities. You know what I mean? Don't even get some acres. Just give us a couple of cities, because y'all is due. Payment is due. That's
but anyways, it is what it is.
And that's that interest.
My thing is, the struggle is real. I had to fight for my degrees because I was African American. And see, this is the other thing. Because your pigmentation is the same as mine, we're not from the same fabric. And when I say same fabric, it's that living in Miami, and it's like multicultural. And I was always, no matter what school I attended, when it came to university. I was always the only African American, and I got castrated for that. But I stood up for the cause because I sent them to loc.gov, Library of